So Modern Warfare 3 Season 5 was just revealed, and there's a lot to go over. So as we go along, drop your thoughts down below on what you like or dislike out of what was showcased. Drop a like if you enjoy the video, you'll find it at all insightful, and make sure to subscribe for more Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 6, XDefiant, and even more FPS coverage. I'd love to have in the community as we chase down 600,000 subscribers. But for now, let's get into it. So first up, the roadmap. At first glance, we do have some cool stuff. New Warzone point of interest, which we'll touch on in a second, new modes, new maps, new weapons, and so on. But I personally want to start on the multiplayer side of things here, and starting with our maps. We have 4 maps coming at launch. Bait is a 6v6 map, brand new. It's a medium-sized map that takes place at a pier in Florida where you can weave in and out of the boathouses, restaurants, bait shops, and more, with lanes for swimming, close quarters combat, and more. You also have another brand new map coming that is called Yard. This one is a fully cel-shaded map, but brand new, which is going to be interesting, I think. I'm curious to see how this will be received as a full new map that's cel-shaded, but not with a normal variant alongside it, because sometimes, maybe weeks to months down the line, after we end up seeing these other cel-shaded maps in the rotation being taken out, maybe you don't want to play a cel-shaded map. But anyways, reminds me a bit like a Borderlands map, obviously the art style, but also the rundown desert junkyard feel to it. So I'm interested to get my hands on that one and try it out. But then you also, again, have those additional cel-shaded variants where you have Cell Ship, which is a cel-shaded variant of Shipment, and Tunoxide, which is a variant of Rust. Curiously, Ink House, the Stash House variant, is going to be something that is at mid-season, and that is the only listed map at mid-season. A variant of that, not a new one, which kind of makes me think there may be more maps coming at mid-season based off the lack of mid-season drop. Sledgehammer's done a pretty good job so far at balancing map deliverables at launch versus mid-season, so this very much so lopsided drop seems kind of odd to me. Anyways, though, moving on, we also have 4 new weapons coming within the season. The Static HV, which is a submachine gun. The STG, which I'm a big fan of this returning. Loved it in Vanguard most recently. I'm curious if it'll be an absolute laser beam like it was then, but again, here in Modern Warfare 3. You have a throwable spear melee weapon, and the Torque 35, which is a sort of launcher, but kind of crossbow at that. So we'll also see new aftermarket parts coming all throughout the season, throughout weekly challenges and stuff like that. Operators, Valeria is our main operator this season, and that's cool, but I kind of wish there was some sort of storyline in the post-launch seasons here of Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3. Modern Warfare 2 like kind of set up some coherent starting points for storylines, but never really acted upon it. Like Modern Warfare 2018, Black Ops Cold War, even Vanguard to a degree, though that one very much so less serious. They all had some sort of coherence in how the story continued after, and I feel like Valeria's character arc could have been a killer story arc with Modern Warfare 2's campaign, and that sort of mini tie-in with the Al Mazrah storyline post-launch in Modern Warfare 2. But alas, here we are. Rhea Ripley from the WWE is an operator as well. Ivan also is surprisingly back from the dead in this season. So unless they pull a time jump thing here like they did this past season where it was before the campaign, the theme is going to be a little odd. Or like someone in the trailer comments said, my brain wasn't in that skull. Reckoner is also going to be your final operator, which is a Black Cell operator. You also will have the new modes of Slam Deathmatch, which kills down players, but to end up acquiring points, you have to use a finishing move, all of which are WWE themed in this playlist and randomized. The arcade mode is going to be returning. COD Warrior is basically going to be minigame central here for a playlist, where there are tons of minigames listed that vary between 30 and 90 seconds. All of them are 1 life modes, and you have 3 teams of 2 dueling it out. Every round wins a point. The first team to 5 points ends up winning. You're also going to have Fishfection, which is going to be Infection, but with a compound bow and spear only. Paintball is also going to be coming, where it's increased movement benefits, plus paint splatter tracers, and every single kill is a 1-shot kill. And finally, rounding out the modes, you'll have Defuse and Destroy, where this is your search and destroy, same rule sets, except one glaring thing, that the bomb's planted already and counting down as of the start of each round. So you have to defuse it rather than planting and waiting it out. After that, in terms of new content, let's talk about something that kind of unifies or bridges the gap a little bit between multiplayer and Warzone: ranked play. Rules, offering like maps or like resurgence, that stuff isn't actually going to be changing, but the only stuff that really does is the rewards. Multiplayer ranked ends up getting camos for placement. Warzone ranked gets emblems. So another season, for me at least, not caring about Warzone ranked at all on my end. I feel like camo should just be the standard for rewards and ranked, but maybe that's just me. But Anyways, jumping over to Warzone now, you're going to have a new map change in Urzikstan. You're going to have Superstore returning, which is going to be south of Orlov military base, and honestly, not my favorite position on the map. I feel like a hot drop like this in Verdansk should be something that's a little bit more centralized to give it that same feel as the season progresses. I'm sure that it's going to be hotly contested the first day, absolutely, but a couple of weeks down the line might not be as contested as it would be, say, in comparison to Verdansk. But honestly, that's about the only spot you could put a major point of interest like this in the map at the moment, so I do get it, even though it's not my favorite. The point of interest is going to be adjusted slightly. You have more zip lines, 10 ground entrances as well, but it's mostly going to be the Superstore you remember, just some subtle changes for accessibility. Honestly, that's the only stuff in terms of like majorly changed Warzone stuff in regards to maps. You don't have anything coming in the way of Resurgence in terms of map adjustments. You don't have a new map or anything like that. So that might be a little lackluster for some players. Modes, you're going to have Superstore Resurgence, which is 28 players dropping in a Resurgence rule set into the Superstore POI. Supreme Resurgence is going to be coming to Rebirth Island, which is going to be at mid-season, where it's going to be Rebirth, but with way better ground loot. Players who also win their first match of Supreme Resurgence will unlock the Spilled Beans weapon camo. And you're also going to have the modes of Bounty Contest, where everyone joins with a bounty target already active. So you're going to have a target on your back from the first minute you get into the game. As for new features across Warzone, you're going to have the new redeploy drone beacon, which is a field upgrade at launch in all modes that will call in a redeploy drone for you and your whole squad. So essentially that portable redeploy balloon from Caldera, when you had that lasted for a short bit of time and everyone could take it. In Season 5, you're also going to see the introduction of elite contracts, which are contracts with a shorter time for completion. And if you complete those, you'll get extra rewards on top of like the cash rewards in the way of a random drop of one of the following: Foresight Killstreak, multiple redacted weapons, specialist perk package, or an advanced UAV. You're also going to have a new public event, which is the Recon Flyover in all modes at mid-season, where it's going to be an advanced UAV that swipes over twice to let everyone know where players are. But you can't, unlike the existing public event that showcases where you are, you can't go prone to actually avoid that. You're just going to be seen by everybody. To conclude the Warzone introductions here, you end up having new Warzone rewards, where just like this season, you have a new set of 4 challenge tiers that are coming. 4 per tier. You're going to have the combat expertise sort of umbrella, where it's going to require you to get your loadout and get hunting, where earning rewards can take the fight to the enemy and survive to the end. So probably something about getting your loadout and then surviving X amount of time in a game. Cooperation is the other category, where you have to assemble your squad and work together to complete these challenges. Mobility is another category where you have to get out and explore the map. And Redacted is something that is kind of going to be like Dark Ops challenges, it sounds like, from the Black Ops universe, where operators have very limited intel on what to do, but you have to kind of puzzle it out for yourself. So we'll, of course, have challenge guides and videos up on the channel once this happens to make it easier for you guys. But anyways, that's going to be the 4 categories of Warzone rewards and mastery, where each of those are going to reward you with 1 new camo, 4 total, as we see this season. But the cool part about this upcoming season with Season 5 is if you do all 16 challenges, you get all 4 camos. You're also going to get a bonus weapon blueprint for the Bruin as well. Now, the final stuff in terms of content, zombies at mid-season again, nothing at launch as per usual here with the post-launch season of Modern Warfare 3. Unfortunately, everything at mid-season you're going to get, there is a little bit actually. You're going to have the final story mission where you have to confront the entity, and it looks like it's going to be an ethereal version of the skyscraper from Al Mazrah that is going to take us to. You're also going to see new schematics at mid-season for the Disciple Bottle, which will allow you to spawn a friendly Disciple to wreak havoc against your foes. The Grenade Bandolier, which will replenish your lethal and tactical equipment over time, allowing you to regularly bombard your enemies. And I think that'll be really good if you end up having something like a monkey bomb or the Gersh device, where you have to actually have those found in game and you can't take them from just the selection menu in the creator class. That should be able to give you more over time, which definitely is nice, obviously. And then the stash increase schematic will increase your stash to 30. Now that one, honestly, if I can be candid, kind of annoys me. We finally got a stash upgrade after people asking for it for months in, what, Season 3 or 4 or something like that, where it increased the stash to 20. But now, with basically your final update to zombies for the year, 3 months until the launch of the next game, that's when you expand it again? I feel like this should have been something that should have been a 1-2 punch in Seasons 1 and 2, done way earlier on so that players could actually utilize that to their full potential for much longer of a time. But anyways, that's just me and a little gripe that I have. To finally round out all of what we have with Season 5, we of course have new seasonal events and camos to kind of cap our discussion. The weekly challenges you're going to see return, obviously, weeks 1 through 8, where weeks 1 through 4, 6, and 7 will grant you a new aftermarket part, those 6 in total we talked about. Week 5 is going to offer the new Torque 35, which is the new base weapon, and week 8 will be the new weapon blueprint, as we've seen with a couple of different times throughout the post-launch year of support so far with the weekly challenges. The overall reward is going to be the Chainbreaker weapon camo, which looks like it'd be kind of something you'd see in ranked play, if I'm honest with you. It's very much so got a lot going on, but also it appears to be a static camo, which I know some are keen on, others not so much, so it just depends on where you fall with that. You're gonna have a brand new weapon prestige camo here for Season 5 called the Mercury camo. This is going to be an animated molten polyatomic style camo that has shards slowly pulsing and sprinkling between a deep green and a purple, so changing color on this one. Actually really looking forward to seeing what this looks like in game. The image they provide is, to say the least to me, intriguing, so looking forward to seeing what this actually looks like. This though is going to require you to get a couple of things done before you unlock that. You of course need to rank up your weapon to max level, then earn that one trick weapon prestige camo that requires 150,000 XP. Then you have to get the molten obsidian weapon prestige camo after that, which is another 200,000 XP on that, and then finally, you have to get another 250,000 weapon XP to unlock the Mercury weapon prestige camo. So, all in all, it is 600,000 weapon XP after getting your weapon fully ranked up to get that Mercury camo. I'm imagining in Season 6 here, the next step up will be 300,000 plus those last 3 camos, but we'll tackle that when we get there. That is still something for another 2 months from now. Then finally, the last things we'll have are new seasonal events. You have the WWE SummerSlam event, rewarding players with an Operator Mastery skin, the Conquest event being a challenge-based one that doesn't have any hint as to what that reward will be, the Echo Endo Live, the Wildlife Most Wanted, and the Emotional Overdrive, all requiring you to get XP going throughout the rest of the season here. So that is Season 5 in a nutshell and everything that you should know about here for Modern Warfare 3 out of today's reveal. We're going to be breaking down some of this stuff a little bit more in depth, like our weapons here, as we usually do. But for now, that's going to wrap it up. So let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think of Season 5 so far? Like it, dislike it, whatever the case, drop your thoughts down below. But if you enjoyed the video, you found it at all insightful, do me a favor, drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single thing. We're getting all things Modern Warfare 3, Season 5, Black Ops 6, X-Defiant, and even more FPS coverage. I'd love to have in the community. But for now, thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you later. Take care and peace.